Dr. Beverly Crusher's complete Star Trek, TNG, and Picard timeline explained. Few characters in the Star Trek universe have had as rich, complex, and underappreciated a journey as Dr. Beverly Crusher. From her introduction in Star Trek, The Next Generation TNG as the Chief Medical Officer of the Enterprise D to her dramatic re-emergence in Star Trek, Picard Season 3, Beverly's life has woven through triumph, tragedy, mystery, and moral dilemmas, all with a stethoscope in one hand and a phaser in the other. This is the complete timeline of Dr. Beverly Crusher's Star Trek journey, charting her medical career, personal relationships, moments of heroism, and long-buried secrets. Early life and Starfleet career before TNG. Born Beverly Howard on October 13, 2324 in Copernicus City on the Moon, Beverly lost both of her parents at a young age and was raised by her grandmother, Felisa Howard, on the colony planet Arvada 3. It was there that she learned the value of natural medicine and compassionate care, which would influence her medical philosophy for years to come. Beverly attended Starfleet Academy, where she studied medicine and eventually graduated from Starfleet Medical School with high honors. It was at the academy that she met a young officer named Jack Crusher. They would marry and later have a son, Wesley Crusher. Jack's close friendship with Jean-Luc Picard, the future captain of the Enterprise, would later haunt Beverly, as Jack died under Picard's command during a mission aboard the USS Stargazer. This event created a complicated emotional triangle that would quietly define Beverly's relationship with Picard. Season 1 of TNG Chief Medical Officer of the Enterprise D. In 2364, Beverly Crusher joined the crew of the USS Enterprise D under Captain Jean-Luc Picard, serving as Chief Medical Officer. She was a brilliant physician, but also a strong moral presence on the bridge. Despite her professionalism, subtle romantic tension between Beverly and Picard bubbled beneath the surface, a result of shared grief, unspoken attraction, and mutual respect. Beverly's relationship with her son Wesley also took center stage early in TNG, particularly in how she balanced the roles of parent and Starfleet officer. In one of her standout early episodes, The Arsenal of Freedom, Beverly demonstrated both tactical skill and bravery when injured on an away mission, giving orders from the field while tending to her wounds. However, behind the scenes, Gates McFadden was unexpectedly dropped from the series after Season 1. Season 2 absence, Dr. Pulaski steps in. In Season 2, Dr. Crusher was absent from the Enterprise. Starfleet reassigned her to Starfleet Medical on Earth, and she was replaced by Dr. Catherine Pulaski. While this absence was never deeply explored in universe, it gave the show a chance to contrast Crusher's medical ethics with Pulaski's more abrasive style. Fortunately, fan support and Patrick Stewart's encouragement led to McFadden's return in Season 3. Return and growth Seasons 3 to 7. When Dr. Crusher returned in Season 3, she was more confident and central to many storylines. Her episodes ranged from medical crises to personal challenges to leadership situations. In Remember Me, Beverly is trapped in a collapsing warp bubble, fighting to hold on to reality as everyone around her disappears, an existential, psychological episode that showcased her intelligence and emotional depth. In The Host, Crusher falls in love with Odin, a Trill ambassador. But when Odin is transferred into a female host body, Beverly grapples with the complexities of love, identity, and physical form, a storyline ahead of its time for exploring gender and sexuality. Meanwhile, her relationship with Picard simmered through the years. The episode attached brought it to the forefront when the two were telepathically linked and forced to confront their feelings. While their connection deepened, neither took the leap, choosing professionalism over personal entanglement. Starfleet Medical and Nemesis era. After the Enterprise D's destruction in Star Trek Generations 2371, Beverly transitioned to the new flagship, the Enterprise E, under Picard's command. By the time of Star Trek First Contact 2373, she was leading medical defenses against the Borg and treating wounded crew amid ship-wide chaos. Later, in Star Trek Insurrection 2375, she joined away teams on the Baku planet and took part in a lighthearted subplot with Counselor Troy involving youthful rejuvenation. While not as central to the plot as in earlier adventures, Crusher remained a reliable presence. In Star Trek Nemesis 2379, her final canonical TNG-era appearance until Picard, Beverly had a smaller role, conducting a medical scan on Shinzen and treating the wounded after the Scimitar's devastating attack. What came next would be unknown for decades. Missing years and the mystery of Jack Crusher 2, the years between Nemesis and Star Trek Picard Season 3, roughly 20 years, are shrouded in mystery until they were explosively revealed in Picard. After the events of Nemesis, Beverly left Starfleet entirely and went dark. She cut ties with her former crew, even ignoring Jean-Luc's attempts to reach out. The shocking reason? She had secretly given birth to Jean-Luc Picard's son, Jack Crusher, named after her late husband. Beverly raised Jack alone, determined to protect him from the many dangers that came with being Picard's child. She lived a nomadic life, providing medical aid on the outer edges of Federation space and evading various threats, including bounty hunters and remnants of the changelings. This decades-long isolation was seen as a betrayal by her former comrades, but to Beverly, it was the only way to keep her son alive. Return in Star Trek Picard Season 3, the comeback of Dr. Crusher. When Star Trek Picard Season 3 began, Beverly Crusher was the first character seen. Her desperate distress signal launched the entire season's plot, forcing Picard and Riker to reunite with her on the SS Helios. The reunion between Beverly and Picard was tense, emotional, and overdue. She dropped the bombshell: Jack Crusher 2 was their son, and Jean-Luc had never known. The reveal fractured old friendships and reignited old flames. But as always, Crusher's loyalty to duty eventually aligned with her loyalty to her former crew. Beverly returned to form quickly, taking control of medical situations and even blasting her way through enemy boarding parties with lethal precision. Her evolution from healer to warrior was seamless, a necessity in the dangerous frontier she had lived in for 20 years. Her scenes with Jack were full of maternal compassion, but also regret. She had protected him, yes, but had she robbed him of a father and a family in the process? Saving the galaxy one more time. As the crisis with the rogue changelings and the Borg loomed, Beverly was instrumental in diagnosing Starfleet's genetic infiltration and weaponized assimilation tactics. With her medical brilliance and battle-hardened instincts, she helped the crew of the Titan and eventually the refitted Enterprise G turn the tide. Her most dramatic moment came during the climactic battle over Earth, where Beverly took the tactical station on the Enterprise D and obliterated enemy ships with ruthless efficiency. When Picard and Riker looked at her, stunned, she simply replied, "A lot's changed." It was a perfect moment. The doctor who once saved lives now taking them to protect the galaxy. The legacy lives on. By the end of Picard Season 3, Beverly Crusher had rejoined Starfleet, now as the head of Starfleet Medical. She and Picard had rekindled their connection, at least as friends, and shared pride in their son Jack.